Complex things, well, I mean, if we're speaking about mental health, then I express what I'm feeling and thinking, and then maybe there's some advice or some questions, inquiry, and so it's a complex nature, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So doing this helps you to kind of reflect over her.
Yeah, because I've had 16 hours of sessions with the therapist, and you know the sessions were an hour and a half long.
Okay.
And so it's useful to be able to listen to what was said.
Okay. What do you do? I'm just curious.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Do you mean what do I do as a vocation?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't do anything as a vocation.
Okay, because you had this, I was like, okay, maybe you're in the movie industry or,
Oh no.
or something like that.
I have this because in this day and age, everybody is recording us, and I think, well, it's for a very good reason. And so I think, as a measure of protection, then I should be doing it also.
Okay, that's good.
And as it's my legal right
Yep.
to do it and to use this for whatever I want to,
Yep.
then
Yeah, that's fine. So have you, just a follow-up question, have you been in the arts?
in the
Art, like, are you an artist? Do you like the art, ART? That's what I mean.
I'm a musician.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What genre of music do you do?
Mostly rock and roll.
Okay. Do you play an
Play
instrument?
guitar and sing, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I'm in the presence of a legend.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. You may be in the presence of the making of one.
Well, I need to take a picture. So if tomorrow you say you don't know, I'll be like, I've got your picture with me, you know, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do know me, you know. So how have you been?
How have I been?
Yeah.
Well, I'm functionable, and you know, very complex. I don't know whether Emma has given you a report. Did she give you something to go on?
Okay. I think she did. Let me just confirm that. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't.
No.
So
Okay, so you're asking me how I've been.
I assume is your therapist.
Something.
Okay. I assume she's your therapist.
She was my therapist.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So, why is it that you have called me in today?
Okay, good, very good question. So, I see from the records that you were last seen last year, and at the time you were seen, you were not on any medication. You were not placed on any medication. Diagnosis of there was a story about trauma.
Yeah.
And some level of anxiety, and the outcome of the conversation was this really would require the service of psychotherapy. But then you were given 1 year appointment.
Well, it took 2 years
almost
actually.
2 years
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And so I am now. I just resumed this month. I'm your new consultant.
Right.
And so we're trying to it's basically like a backlog of people that have not been seen for a long time.
Yeah.
To know how they're doing, to know if we are still the best service to offer, if there's anything we can offer.
Right.
Yeah, and the only way I can know that is to know how you're faring, how you're coping,
Yeah.
what you've been doing, and then be able to say, okay, I think you still need to stay with this service, or the psychotherapy service is the best service for you, and then all we just do is say, to also know how far you've gone with the whole psychotherapy thing.
Yeah.
Because then we can say, okay, stay with them, and then just between them and your GP, your treatment can continue. You don't have to remain with us on. So that's basically what.
Within the realm of therapy.
So with therapy, since there are specific services that offer just therapy.
Yeah.
If after this assessment I feel, oh, this is basically a therapy-driven intervention, then that service will provide that for you.
So whether you forward me to a therapist or whether I come back to see you again, whether you consider that my issues are requiring a psychiatric assessment, an ongoing evaluation, or a therapeutic one.
Yes. Well, they are both therapeutic. It's just that one is driven with some level of medicine, pharmacology, and then the other one is driven by talk therapy.
Yeah.
So it's really, they're both therapeutic.
Right.
It's just the model of therapy.
Yes.
So for us, our own is driven really with pharmacology.
Yes. So as I am averse
yeah.
to medication, then I suppose I wouldn't be seeing you anymore. I will be placed with a therapist.
More often than not, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
When someone is with us and is not on any medication, we then, but they still need intervention.
Yeah.
And so, just to confirm, just give me a second, please. Yeah, more often than not, that's usually the case. If someone's not on medication, we don't hold, maybe the word's not hold, because that's not, we don't keep them because we don't feel that there's much we are doing for them, because we are not managing medication as long as they are concerned.
Yeah.
So usually we will then signpost them and say, you know what, stay with the services that provide talk therapy.
Yeah.
And even that service as well, if they at some point feel like, oh, this is not just talk, there is a need for medication,
Right.
they will have the conversation with you and then tell you, are you happy to be on medication, and then refer you back to us.
Yeah.
So it's not like we are saying don't ever come back to us.
Yeah.
We're saying at the moment he doesn't need medication, or he may need medication but doesn't want to be on medication.
Yeah.
He wants to try other options.
Yeah.
And for now, while he's trying other options,
Okay.
we could close the service for now, move him on to the appropriate service, because it's really about being with the appropriate service. So I don't waste your time. You come all over and you call all the way, and then you sit and like, okay, if this is not a therapy session, then what are we doing?
Yeah. Okay, so
I don't know if it makes sense.
Oh, of course, it makes absolute sense. So I've already had 16 hours of therapy.
Okay.
With a eye movement desensitization therapy.
EMDR.
Premised to help people out with trauma.
Trauma, yeah.
And my therapist ended the session only 30 minutes in, because she didn't want to continue with the session. Because she felt that she was wasting her time, or I was wasting her time.
Okay.
And she was pretty emotional about it, let's say.
Okay.
And I asked her that, well, we have an hour left of the session, because we were doing an hour and a half sessions. And she said, no, I want to finish the session.
Okay.
Because I told her that her method I didn't think was helping me,
Okay.
and I wanted to speak more broadly.
Okay.
But she couldn't engage with me more broadly. She told me I was storytelling,
Okay.
and she seemed to dismiss the relevance of my storytelling.
Okay.
And my storytelling pertains to my life experience, which is the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
And so it seems quite ridiculous and preposterous. And since she ended the session, she or this institution hasn't contacted me in 6 weeks. And you don't even know anything about it. And that's why I'm asking you, because I was thinking that because I said to the therapist,
Yeah.
I would like a new assessment with the psychiatrist.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that that's why I'm here. But it
Okay.
isn't. This is just a routine thing because you guys have got me on file and you just want to see if I require to stay registered with you. And so now it seems that this institution is very questionable. And I've already put a complaint in.
Okay. Okay. But you know the beautiful thing, Iran, do you mind me calling
Yeah,
you
sure.
Iran? You know?
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is that so it's a routine, but the thing about a routine is it then allows us to have this conversation. Yeah. So so the thing is that we're here now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at your last with Emma. That was in August.
Yeah. What date was that?
So I see that the last write-up by Emma was the 28th of August.
28th of August.
And, okay.
So 6 weeks has passed, and I understand that she has gone away on leave. She had some medical issues to deal with, but due to how abruptly the session was ended, I would have thought that I would at least have had a text from the receptionist notifying me that Emma is actually away now and she won't be back for some time. She's referred you to somebody else as you requested. Please bear with us, etc. But nothing was done. So it seems to me that Emma never actually forwarded any information on to anybody in relation to this and just left my file as it was, which is very disturbing because to have a therapist end the session because she felt she didn't want to continue with it. What is the patient supposed to feel about that?
Well, I can imagine how distressing that will be for you, for your therapist to end the session.
Yeah.
And you, at the request of being seen by someone else, I can imagine how that will make you feel.
Can you see anything on my records in relation to this? What do you see from the last day on the 28th of August when I was speaking with Emma for 30 minutes? Do you see sessions terminated and a reason and a report? Because I have never received a single line of report from her in 16 weeks or 14 hours. And I think that's, I don't know what to think about that. I think it's a joke, to be honest with you. For a therapist not to write a single line of report, when I conveyed to her the great importance that I have a written report from a recognised professional to give to the government because I'm in receipt of benefit because of my conditions.
Okay.
And she then was saying to me, so you want me to write you a report so you don't have to work? Well, do you not think that that's not fair? And I'm like, you're questioning my integrity. I'm consulting with you. You're a mental health professional, and you're questioning my integrity, asking me if I think it's fair that I don't work. I'm taking this further.
Okay. Okay.
In view of the fact that you are absolutely cold, you don't know anything about me, and you can't read anything from the professional that worked a few doors down.
Okay. What do you mean I can't read anything? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you've not conveyed to me that you've read anything. I've asked you, are there any notes from...
I can see her notes.
Oh, okay, so her notes that she took every session, or can you see a report?
I can't see a report. There's no report there.
You can't?
A note. Well, let me explain. So there is someone we call on the system, so you don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually, so I see a plan to have a conversation,
Yeah.
you know, with the entire team. I don't see a note about that conversation.
So it hasn't happened?
To have taken place.
Yes.
What I see, but let me confirm, usually I have an MDT, so I don't see that conversation has taken place. All I see is her last entry on the 28th of August, which says that part of her plan will be to discuss in MDT with previous psychiatrists. That has not yet happened.
Right, well, the previous psychiatrist was Dr. Sheikh.
Yes.
And he hasn't worked here in some time.
That's correct.
So...
I am the current psychiatrist.
Yes.
And I will be around for a while.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. So she I'm assuming that, you know, read Dr. Sheikh's notes, and Dr. Sheikh had a word with the therapist in here to see who considered they were best suited for my issues.
But Aaron, you know what could be helpful? You know, I know this is quite, I can only imagine how uncomfortable, how distressing, and how disappointing this process has been for you.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, she had this session in August, said she will discuss with the previous psychiatrist, but the previous psychiatrist had left the organization.
Yeah.
The current psychiatrist just left also in September,
Right.
and I have resumed in October.
Uh-huh.
So you see the gaps. You know, the beautiful thing, well, I mean beautiful in quote, is that we're here now. We can correct the things that have not been done right. We can review the situation. I can take this, you know, I am your current psychiatrist, and I'm not, hopefully, going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay.
I could go back and have, the sister says she will discuss this. That conversation has not happened, has not taken place.
Yeah.
You've come in today. The best, I think that the more, in my opinion, the appropriate thing will be, you know what, let me reschedule this meeting, have a conversation with Emma and the larger team if it is required, and say, okay, because it's I think it's fair to you to not just see a new person as like, okay, just start your story all together again. That's been, you know, you've been coming, you've been faithful on your own part, attending your sessions. You are here today. That shows some level of commitment on your own part.
Yeah.
So we need to match up with that, with that commitment.
So I asked Emma if she could forward me to another therapist who was better able to listen to my stories.
Okay.
After all, that's my impression that the whole therapeutic relationship is the therapist listens and responds appropriately, but she never had a mind. She was tunnel vision on honing in on what she was qualified for or what she particularly dealt with, and everything else was just noise to her.
Okay.
And so I found that very distressing because I've had a spiritual awakening. I was shot in Ghana by an armed robber.
Shot?
Yeah, shot in my bed, and we never actually got to speak about that. We got to speak about the suicide of my mother when I was 4 years old, and that took up all the time.
Okay.
And so she made it very clear that she couldn't respond to me with these other things. She only had that avenue, and that avenue wasn't working. I gave it lots of hours, the benefit of the doubt. And on one occasion, it even made things worse because it brought up something that I'd forgotten about a long time ago, and that caused additional stress in relation to the absurdity of my parenting. You know, my parents involved with me as a baby, and the ridiculous things that I was subject to, and that was very distressing.
Okay.
And there was no relief to that. It's supposed to be, you know, the eye movement desensitization is supposed to be relieving you of the symptoms, but in actual fact it brought them to the forefront from the unconscious and left me with them.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, this is not working.
Okay.
You know, and in actual fact it's working in the adverse. And so I wanted to speak about other things. I wanted to come at things from another avenue.
Okay.
She didn't want to,
Okay.
and so therefore she ended it. So no point in me going back to see Emma.
Okay.
I need to speak with someone more broad.
Okay.
And one of the things, you know, I'd like to bring to the attention of this institution is that it doesn't appear to me that anybody has the foggiest idea about the mental distress which is caused by a spiritual experience.
Okay.
Having spiritual phenomena.
Okay.
You know, I'm not talking about all voices in my head and, you know, that's what you're trained to listen to, some sort of psychosis and, you know, that sort of thing. No, I'm speaking about proper spiritual experiences where I'm absolutely compass mentis and I'm not in any doubt about what's happening. I'm not schizophrenic in any shape or form. People do have these, and it's well documented, and it has been so for thousands of years. But this institution and your training doesn't seem to delve into that realm at all.
Okay.
And that, as far as I'm concerned, compounds how I feel like an alien, because even when I'm speaking to professionals in the psychiatric or the therapeutic realm, they haven't got a clue what I'm speaking about.
Okay.
Don't you think that's bizarre?
Well, you've not shared with me exactly this experience, so, but you're saying that from your experience with previous psychiatrists, your conclusion is that we are not trained in that area.
Yeah, well, it doesn't appear to be that case.
And you find that, what would you, how, fact that
I
you are
find
not
it
trained.
bemusing. I find it potentially distressing because if your therapist ends the session because she can't deal with it, it's a case of, well, where do you go?
Mm.
I said to her, are you serious? You're ending this session because you don't feel comfortable, because you feel demeaned. She was saying I was insulting her. I said, I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying that method that you're deploying here is having the adverse effect on me. And now I'm going away and I'm thinking about how atrocious my parents were when I'm supposed to be getting a resolve on these things.
Mm.
And so it's not working.
Mm.
You know, and I said to her, I'd like you to broaden your scope of therapy. And she says, I'm using all of the scope of my training.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, please, can you send me to somebody else then?
Okay. If you don't mind, and this is just a suggestion, and I would really love to reschedule you, one. Number two, I would love to give you more time
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think that a 30 minutes follow-up will be appropriate.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Mm.
You know, I think I would love to have at least an hour. With
At
you.
least an hour. I mean,
at least an hour.
I requested we.
And then number 3,
Mm.
I would like to have a conversation
That.
with Emma, one, and then with the brother team. So,
Yeah.
so I could be a little bit, what's the word now? What's the word? More informed.
Yes, indeed.
Because I don't think this is what's the word I'm looking for now? I don't think this is helpful to you to sit here, be rushed in 30 minutes, you know, and you are quite clear, seem to be quite clear about what you want. And you're not insisting it has to be this person. You're just saying, I would love to be signpost to someone who I can have a proper conversation with.
Yes.
And walk through my
Yes.
journey with. And I think that's a fair request.
And someone who's
So
going.
forgive me for using the word fair.
Someone who is going to be conscientiously writing a report. I would have thought at the end of at least every other session, when there's something that has been, you know, encapsulated. But in 16 or 14 hours, there wasn't a single line written by Emma. And I'm like, well, look, I absolutely conveyed to her the anxiety I've been dealing with the Department of Work and Pensions.
Okay.
For many years. I approached my doctor probably some 6-7 years ago
Okay.
about the mental health issues, and it took 5 years before I was sitting down with a therapist. In that 5 years, the DWP were hassling me, insulting me, and subjugating me to stress and anxiety because nobody in that department recognised that I was dealing with mental issues. And the reason why is because the system is so slow and inadequate that nobody had actually written down a report about how Aaron Berry is feeling.
Okay.
And to this day, having had 14 hours, I still don't have anything to present to the Department of Work and Pensions which says, hey, Aaron Berry has got lots of things going on.
Okay.
So you need to back off because you're causing him stress.
Okay. I think this sounds like something that we could look into, and I think not just we can, I strongly believe we should look into it. So if you're happy, I'm going to reschedule another appointment. Hopefully we could do this within the next 4 weeks, if that's,
Yeah.
because I want to see where I can chuck you in and give you at least an hour. And it will give me, after this session, I'm going to send an email to Emma and say, I met with Aaron this morning. I see that in your notes you wanted to discuss him with the consultant and the team. I'm happy to have this conversation with you so that...
Now she's on leave at this moment in time, so I don't know.
I'm going to send the email. The worst case scenario, hopefully she should be back within the next 4 weeks. So would you want me to, do you want to give like 6 weeks before we have this meeting again, or 4 weeks? Because I really don't know. It's really about her availability,
Yes.
one, and two, since her plan is not just to speak with me, but also to speak with the team.
Yeah.
So to kind of give enough time for that to happen, and then we can then sit down and
Yes,
have
I mean,
constructive
for me, of
conversation.
course, the earlier the better. But obviously, you have to take into consideration, you know, the availability of you know, these other people, and so you could pencil in for 4 weeks' time. But if you can't make that meeting, then you can reschedule it.
Okay.
I'm very flexible,
Okay,
of
that's
course.
fine. I'm happy to. So I'm just going to keep it between the 4 to 6 weeks. I don't also want to keep you. The truth is, you've waited for so long. This has taken 2 years. I don't want to drag it that long anymore. I just feel, let's get this sorted. Let's point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Point you to the right professional and get it sorted out as soon as possible.
Yes.
So yes, so it sounds like a plan. I'll send her an email. Worst case scenario, she will give me a timeline on when she will be back. And then the fact that I've sent the email, she knows, okay, I'm the consultant, and she can have this conversation with me.
Yes.
And we'll take it forward.
And so does the system reflect that I've made a formal complaint
Okay. That's
in relation to this?
Oh, that's fine.
Because you know, waiting 6 weeks and not receiving even a courtesy call, I think it's fair to bring in the professionalism.
I personally, I think that feedback is important. So you have given feedback that I'm not happy with the fact that I'm left no news, no information. You know, it's just like I leave every session and I'm just hanging there.
Just hanging.
You know.
Just hanging and watching the weeks go by and thinking, what on earth is going on?
Yeah. So, but one thing is, do you have our number?
I do have your number, yes.
Lovely. So, in 4 weeks' time, you can call to follow up. If you hear nothing from us,
right,
you could call and say, my consultant did say, I just want to follow up.
Yeah.
You know, just at least give that benefit of that. Like, I'm just calling to find out, is there any update? What they will normally do in that scenario is that they will send me an email.
Yeah.
That's the admin will send me an email, and then I can respond to the admin, and then they can respond to you and say, this is where we're at. We've had the meeting, blah, 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 and all of that. I think that because it's also sometimes, this is my opinion, that it's your health, it's you taking some level of responsibility in terms of, look, if you are not going to call me after 4 weeks, I'm going to call you. And if I keep calling, then I'm going to raise a complaint that I've been calling. I've given you the courtesy to call you back. I expect you should call me. But if you've not called me, okay, I've taken the step to call you. And if I still don't hear from you, then I think I'm well within my rights to escalate.
Now, will you write a brief report about this consultation?
So, yeah, basically what I'm going to write is, of course, after this, I'm going to write a letter, a clinic letter, that will be sent to your GP and sent to you as well.
Right.
So,
yeah, because obviously all these things, I mean, I'm recording it here, and it needs to be recorded, you know, also professionally, so everybody knows to consult.
It is. It's not just the casual. We've not had a casual. You've had a consultation. Yeah. So it's documented.
So excuse me for feeling a little bit nervous. You know, I just want to ensure that is going to take place.
I assume your experience makes you feel nervous.
Yeah.
So it's not. You are not feeling nervous out of the blues. Your past experience has brought you to this point where you feel, I need to record. I need to have documents. So that's fine. So let's not keep the next person waiting unusually. Like I said, 3 things: 1, reschedule; 2, give you more time in the next. So it's not just to reschedule; it's give at least an hour, so that I don't feel. And then number 3, to make contact with Emma. And
then you have some sort of an idea of a plan where we're going to move forward.
Yeah. So when you do come for the next appointment, hopefully I should have a better plan.
Yeah. Okay.
We can talk about, and doesn't have to. You are not insisting it has to be with us. You are just saying, point me in the right direction. I need a proper assessment. I need someone. I need help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.